Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning back into the channel. Today we're going to talk about making personalized items. So I had a recent request to make some tiger earrings. So in this video I'm going to try to show how I made those from start to finish. So to start off, I'll go to canva.com. If you've not already done so, sign up or log into your account. And once you've done that, open up a blank workspace. And it doesn't matter what size it is, just something that you think will be big enough to house your image. So I've opened up a square workspace that'll give me plenty of room to do what I need to do. First off, I know that what she wants will be tigers. So I can find one here in the elements section. So let's try to find one that suits her needs. I believe this one of the tiger head of one of these two would work perfect. So I'm going to go with the one with the ears up. And I believe she'll just want this cut out like it is, rather than it be in a circle frame or anything like that. So there's one easy way to do that. So I know it's going to have something to hold the circle and the hook above it. So what I can do is come back to the elements, type in semicircle. So after a little bit of looking, I found something that I think will work perfect. So with this little semicircle, I can put it on top so it's big enough to house the circle inside that I'll cut out, but small enough where it won't make a big impact on the look of the engraving. So you can play around with it and see what works best for you. I also want to make sure that this engraving is black. So once I have this, I can come up to the share button, click download, and a PNG would work good. And if you have the pro version, you can create a transparent background, but for the sake of this video, I won't. And click download. Once it's downloaded, come back to xTool Creative Space and create a new project. Then coming to the top left button that looks like a picture, click on the image tool and insert your image. I can select the tiger, click cutout, click manual cutout, and click around the white space of the tiger. Once I do that, it gets rid of majority of the white space. So now instead of engraving the whole outside of the box, it's just going to engrave the tiger itself. And I can hit confirm. Next, I want to cut out around the tiger. So I can use this offset tool and click outer shape only. If you happen to not need an offset from the end of the engraving to where it will cut it out, you can change that on the offset distance. But for this engraving, I believe I want one, so I can hit confirm. So I want it to cut around the blue and just engrave the black. So the blue is selected right now. I know that I'll need 100% power, 7 millimeters per second, and 2 passes. I'm going to do it on a small piece of basswood, and since I've done this before, I know that's the power and speed that will be needed. But everyone is different because it's based off of what material you're trying to use and what engraver you are using. So I also want to click on the tiger. So once I select the tiger, I can do 75% power and 75 millimeters per second for speed. So that should be fast enough to make a dark engraving while also not burning into the wood. And I just want one pass. Lastly, I want to cut out a small circle here on the top of the tiger where I can thread the earring. Come over to shapes, basic shape, circle. Make it quite a bit smaller. Grab it and let's move it to the top here. If you want to grab your page, you can use this little hand tool on the bottom left hand side. So that looks to be center. I also want to do it 100% power, 7 millimeters per second, and 2 passes, so it'll cut all the way through it. So now what the engraving should do is engrave this tiger at 75% power and 75% speed, cut around the tiger to then make the outline of the earring at 100% power, 7% speed, and 2 passes, and then cut this circle out with the same speed and power at 100% power, 7 millimeters per second, and 2 passes. One more thing to mention before we size this up. As you'll notice, this engraving has a box around it. We don't want it to engrave that box, so we can hit the crop button and remove the outside of the box. This is where that white space was that we removed originally. So now it's cropped and sized correctly, so we can hit save. Okay, now we can select the tiger, and as you can see, it's way too big for an earring because it's nearly 5 inches high. So let's make it 1.25 inches tall. Then I can select it again, right click it, copy, paste, drag it beside it. That way I have everything like I did before. So it'll make 2 copies of the same image. Now let's frame it up a little bit. I've hit the process button, and using the framing button on the top right hand side, I'm going to test it out a couple times before I start my engraving. And let's go over to the engraver and see what the final product looks like. Before we start out, we want to make sure that our engraver is right where we want it positioned on our piece of material, and that the focus lever on the right hand side is down low enough where it'll make a clean engraving, but that it's up high enough where it doesn't hit the piece of material. So then once I get that how I want it using the focus lever, I can begin to frame. Using the framing button on xTool Creative Space and the gray start button, I can frame to see what my image looks like. Then once I figure out the path and location of my engraver head and how it's going to go on my piece of material, I can then start engraving. I've got it sped up about 10 times the normal speed just so you can see how the engraving looks. This engraving only took around 6 minutes, so it really wasn't that bad. As you can see, it created both tigers by engraving it first, and then once it finishes the engraving, it'll cut around the outside of the tiger. Now that the engraving's finished, let's look at the final product. When I pick up the piece of material, the tigers fell off of them really easy. And from a glance, it looks like they turned out pretty good. They're very dark, and they're cut out all the way through. I'm very happy with the results. Now it's time to stain them. I'm using a foam brush and an Australian redwood stain, so that's why it's got that red tint to it. I like the looks of it because it almost makes it look orange like a tiger. Now we can add the jump ring and the earring hooks so it can hook onto her ear. I found an earring kit on Amazon for pretty cheap, and I'll leave it down in the description below. But I found all the jump rings and all the pieces that I needed for the earring on there at a really good price. So I just separated the jump ring and then threaded it through the hole that I created on the top of the tiger. And then I put the earring hook through the jump ring and closed up the jump ring. And make sure that it's nice and tight, and you might have to twist the top of it to make sure that it's straight, and that should be it. Then you just do the exact same thing to the other earring. Now, one thing I always try to do is make a great presentation for whatever I sell. I want it to look like something you'd buy in the store. So I've got these little backer cards that I can put the earrings on, and then using a silicone back, I can secure the earring on the backer card. So I do this for both pair of earrings and make sure that they're good and straight. I also want to put them in a bag just so the presentation looks very nice and neat. So I found these little bags online that go great with these backer cards, and I can just carefully slide the earrings into the plastic pouch, make sure they're straight, and then I can close up the bottom of it. So here's how it looks in a plastic pouch, but I also want to put it in a decorative pouch just so it'll stand out. And as you can see, there's also a hole on the top of it just in case you wanted to put it on a rack. So here's the final product. Here's what the customer will get. I think it turned out pretty great. So let me know what you think down in the comments section. Or if you have any questions, leave them down there too. I like to answer any comments that I have as quickly as I can to keep you guys engaged and know that I'm thinking about you. And if you would, please leave a like and a follow so I can continue to grow my channel to make some more great free content for laser engraving enthusiasts like you. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and please check out my channel for some other great laser engraving content. So thanks, and have a great one.